I would like to invite Matt Vazana, the law director for the city, up here to do the proper introductions and to get this event started. So, Matt.
Thank you, Allison. Good morning, everyone. I thought I dodged a bullet this year. Generally speaking, I have been able to avoid having to talk at State of the City presentations through the use of two tricks ranked in order of effectiveness. One, I'm not a mayor, and two, using the convenient lawyerly excuse of would love to talk, but everything I would report on is protected from disclosure by the attorney-client privilege. Didn't work. All joking aside, my participation this morning is a reminder of one of Mayor Scaffidi's true leadership strengths. He always takes a team approach to governance of the city of Twinsburg. Decisions and strategies are thoughtfully discussed with his department heads and then reflected on with Twinsburg's best interests in mind. Consistent with this, and to tease a little bit about the talk today, you're going to hear not just from me and the mayor, but also from many of the great department heads we have here today. And all of this is to say nothing of what I personally believe makes Mayor Scaffidi uniquely qualified to be the city's mayor and lead Twinsburg to its best future. Mayor Scaffidi's ability to reach down into a lifetime of public service to inform all of his decisions. Indeed, Mayor Scaffidi has served as both an elected official and a department director for various municipalities over a career that has spanned over 3 decades, including over 20 years on Twinsburg City Council prior to being elected the city's mayor. Enough from me, let's hear from the man himself. Without further ado, it's my distinct pleasure to introduce and welcome to the podium Mayor Sam Scaffidi.
Wow, that's a lot for me to live up to. I'll tell you, that's not easy, that introduction. You know, I can't help but smile when I think that I'm the mayor of this great community and feel blessed to work with such talented people. Good morning to everybody and welcome. I'm proud to bring you the 2025 Twinsburg State of the City. What really makes Twinsburg special is its people. I love this city because of its welcoming, diverse, incredible people and businesses here that make up our vibrant and thriving community. On the screen, you'll see a QR code. If you scan that QR code, you'll get a copy of this morning's presentation. Also in front of you on the table is a copy of our Together Twinsburg newsletter. This is new for us here in Twinsburg. This was developed as an answer to the absence of a local newspaper. This is our second edition, which is mailed to each and every household. Due to its success, we're expanding it from 4 pages to 8 to bring everybody that reads it all the Twinsburg news updates. You know, as I always say, no one does it alone, and the mayor's role is no exception. I have great people to work with in and around the city, and I would like to introduce some of my fellow elected officials that I get to work with on a day-to-day basis. First of all, I want to introduce our city council. I work with these folks very closely. I'm so proud and happy to say that I have a great relationship with all 7 of them. And and I know that they have a heart for this community like I do. And that's what makes Twinsburg the city that it is and how we're moving it forward. So first of all, I'll start with our council president, David Post. Hey, David. Our council persons, we have Chuck Bonacci, Daisy Walker, Karen Labby, Greg Bellin, and our large council people representatives are Bill Fury and Scott Barr. Thank you, guys. Representing our county executive's office, we have Eileen Shapiro. We have her staff here. They're right back there. Thank you for being here. Give my regards to the executive. Also representing the county is our county council president, Rita Darrow. Rita, good morning. Thank you. We have Katie Simo here representing the state auditor, Keith Faber. Katie, there you are. Thank you. Again, bring my regards back to the auditor. Representing Twinsburg Schools, we have our superintendent, Kathy Powers, in the back. And also with her are the board members, Rhonda Crawford, Beth Egan, Tina Davis, Leah Travis, and Maria Hamilton. Thank you for our partnership that we have. Also representing the Ohio Treasurer of State is Robert Sprague's office. We have Rebecca Armstrong here. Rebecca, thank you. Welcome. And also Anthony Gomez is here, representing the Summit County Clerk of Council, Tavia Golansky. Thank you. And finally, we have Lindsay Carr, the Regional Director, representing the Ohio Attorney General, Dave Yost. There she is. Thank you very much. Send our regards. You know, these people, you know, being an elected official is not an easy job. You know, it's something that we have to answer to all of our constituents, and day to day, there's always something new or something going on. So I'd really like to give all the elected officials in the room a nice round of applause, and thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Couple more thank yous I want to throw out there. Allison Tanazi, you met her just earlier. She's the Executive Director of the Twinsburg Chamber of Commerce. You know, Allison is a bundle of energy, and she works very well and very close with the city of Twinsburg, as well as our business community. As a matter of fact, they sponsor this State of the City breakfast each and every year. So Allison, thank you for all that you do, and thank you for sponsoring this for us today. We appreciate it. Another one of my close pals is Mary Kidd. Mary Kidd's back there behind that camera. She's the Director of Community Focus, which is our local cable channel. Community Focus not only serves the city of Twinsburg, but some of our surrounding communities. They do a great job. They're always there when there's any events going on, whether it be with the schools or another community. They're there to record it and put it on our cable television. So thank you so much, Mary, for all you do. Thank you for being here this morning. Thank your staff as well. We appreciate it. Last but not least is the management and staff of the Hilton Garden Inn. We have this great venue that we're able to meet in, and I'm assuming everybody had a great breakfast. They do provide good food here. So again, my shout out to the staff here at the Hilton Garden Inn. So thank you very much for them as well. Now, in order to streamline our presentation, this could be a two-edged sword for some of you. You're going to see more of me up here this year than you have in the past. We've had the department heads come up. So I'll be giving the presentation, and once in a while reaching out to them for a comment. This July 1st, I will complete my 3 years as the mayor. When I took office, I immediately had a few goals in mind. Fiscal responsibility was first and foremost. Citywide beautification and a new service garage were my other goals. I want the residents and the businesses in our community to have the same pride in this community as I do. Twinsburg is a great community. So we immediately went to work installing new welcome signs at all of our entrances. New landscape at our city hall and throughout the city, and began cleanup of vacated properties. We're working right now on the new service garage or service facility. Our current facility is inadequate and hasn't grown with our community and services that we provide. Also, Twinsburg, I don't know who knows this, but in the Twinsburg Square, the center of the square is owned by Twinsburg Township. And they're beginning a project that's going to upgrade the square. As you can see, they have a really nice rendering of what it's going to look like. That's going to really brighten up and spruce up our square. In the meantime, we've recognized that the businesses around the square that are in the city, we would like to have some of the facades updated. So the city's working on a plan that we could offer some type of either loans or grants to those folks in order to help them upgrade the front of their buildings to make it match what the square is going to look like and really spruce up and brighten up our downtown area. Speaking of finances, and one of my first things was fiscal responsibility. I want to introduce Christina Conway. She's our finance director. Where is she? Christina. Oh, there you are, right there. Okay. You know, I'm proud to say that this department received the Government Finance Officers Association of America Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2023. I want to give a shout out and a thank you to Christina and her staff, Jennifer, Brenda, and Sharon, for all you do. It's because of these ladies and this staff that we're able to get awards like that, and our financial position that we're in today. I really give you thanks to that, Christina. Thank you so much. You know, Twinsburg is financially sound. For comparison, we ended 2024 with a general fund balance of $25.5 million. Compared to the year before, we ended with $21.5 million. And our total fund balance was ended last year at $43.7 million, compared to the year before at $38.5 million. Now, on the next slide, you'll see what our largest expense is: salaries and wages. That long line up there, that's there, you can see from the graph, majority of it's spent on our public safety departments, and the second longest line is the service department, comes in second. Every other department falls in line right after that. So employees and good staff, really it's not cheap to have them and employ them, and you know, we're proud to have them and pay these folks for what they do. They do a great job. You know, we've spent the past few years actually being extremely fiscally responsible. Our municipal income tax base continues to provide a strong backbone to support our city functions, accounting for over 50% of our annual revenue. So, Christina, I know that you've been working very hard in there, and I know we've got the budget set and we're looking at things. Can you just give us a quick description of, you know, what our outlook is for 2025, and, you know, what we might see as revenues and expenses, and what you're projecting that we're going to end up with this year?
Sure. Excuse me. Good morning. So notwithstanding our current economic climate, because at this point I think everything is kind of up in the air, but as the mayor said, I still believe that we have a strong financial position for 2025. Municipal income tax collections account for over 50% of the city's revenue. We do a great job retaining the businesses that are located in Twinsburg, but also offering opportunities for new businesses through our economic incentives. The city works diligently to maintain the assets that we have, but as the mayor said, we have a few upcoming projects that are going to cause a decrease in that, you know, our general fund balance. We have a lot of projects that are upcoming that are significant. We have a $17 million upgrade at our wastewater treatment plant. As the mayor stated, we are looking at the possibility of refurbishing and reconstructing our service garage. It's outgrown the city's needs. It hasn't, it's not providing for what we currently have. Additionally, we have several infrastructure projects. The city invests $2 to $3 million annually on road construction. However, we have a full citywide traffic signal upgrade, which we will seek federal funding for, but that's a significant expense that we're going to incur. These are all at odds with the finance director's desire to save money, obviously, but as the mayor stated, in the last 5 years, we've done a really good job managing our finances so that we can provide for these capital projects without sacrificing any of the service levels that we provide.
Great. Thank you and your staff. I appreciate all that you do. Thank you very much. Next, we'll move on to our Human Resources Department. That's run by our Tammy Kalel. She's our Director of Human Resources. You know, this department is always very busy recruiting, hiring, and onboarding new staff and in employment development. Also, workers' compensation and labor-employee relations. Twinsburg has, on average, over 170 employees year-round, and during the summer months, we can top out over 300 staff members. Last year, lateral hiring was implemented to attract police officers and dispatchers. What lateral hires are, these are folks that are already certified. Say a police officer is already certified and working for another department. They've been there a while, and so they could laterally just move over and we can hire them in our police department. What that does, it's made it more cost effective since the employees come to us, again, already certified. In addition, our partner, TMC Employee Benefits Group, implemented a program called Employee Navigator. This allowed us to offer online open enrollment for medical care and making the enrollment more efficient for the employees and our HR department. So we appreciate our partnership with TMC. Tammy, if you would, let us know real quick, tell us about your goals for 2025, what we could expect.
Thank you, Mayor. 2024 was a great year as far as implementing new technologies for the HR department. We implemented a new system for online applications and for onboarding and offboarding our employees. We're going to continue to implement that throughout 2025, and then also we're very thankful for the online benefits enrollment. That's a great feature, allows our employees to learn more about their benefits. Also in 2025, we're going to continue to work on our policies and procedures, and we're going to work on getting our employees more engaged with our wellness program, and we're going to continue to work on ways to retain our excellent workforce. We're happy to serve our community, and for anybody you know who's looking for employment, we are right in the middle of hiring all our seasonal employees, and always look for our job postings up at mytwinsburg.com, and also we're now on governmentjobs.com. Thank you.
Thank you, Tammy. You know, Tammy, there's a lot of work, as you heard, going on in our HR department, and she's always been a department of one. And so she's got a full plate. Until this week, we hired an assistant to assist Tammy in our HR department, so now we're going to be a department of two. And I expect double the work to come out of it. Thank you. All right, our police department. Police Chief Tom Mason manages 51 total employees in our police department. This consists of officers, dispatch, the Detective Bureau, and administration. Last year, our police department ran a total of 35,417 calls. This number includes physical arrests, citations, and traffic stops, as well as verbal and written warnings, just to name a few. Several of our officers and detectives are certified crime prevention specialists. They're certified by the Ohio Crime Prevention Association. These men and women are community liaisons to our police department. They provide community outreach to homeowners association groups as well as businesses to address potential security weaknesses. In addition, they provide business employees training tailored for your business needs with the Run, Hide, and Fight active shooter training. We offer this training, it's offered to various agencies such as schools, daycares, businesses, and churches. So we ask that you feel free to reach out and ask questions and use them as a resource to help solve your security concerns. You can contact our police department at the non-emergency number and ask to speak to one of the directors in charge of this program. Our chief is here today. Tom Mason's here today. Chief, can you give us, we know you provide excellent service for the residents of Twinsburg, but what do you offer for the business community and maybe some of your plans for 2025?
Sure. Good morning. So the Crime Prevention Bureau that the mayor mentioned, it's really a huge asset that we offer for businesses in the community. It's something they should take advantage of, whether it's for employee protection or an assessment on site for security needs. They offer a variety of services for the business community, so I encourage them to take advantage of that. In addition to that, the business and manufacturing community is a vital part of Twinsburg. We all recognize that. So we're there for them. Historically, we've always responded to whatever their needs are, whether it's an employee who's having an issue, whether it's something internally at work or externally they're going through, we respond, or the employer. The employer may be having issues with an employee. We offer our services and support for them as well as outside factors. In today's day and age, there's a variety of things that our businesses in town deal with globally that are, or just nationwide, that we're able to help them with. So we're there for them. As far as plans for 2025, recently we've made some really, really good hires and we're getting close to being fully staffed. So that's a goal for 25, to get fully staffed. We have our annual events such as the McTarian Golf Outing, Safety Forces Open House, and Shop with Cop. So we plan on continuing those. And you may have noticed some increased traffic or presence in our social media sites. We have a lot of big things coming this year that we hope to roll out in the coming months. So pay attention to our social media for that.
Great. Don't sit down yet. I got one more for you. Within the last 4 to 6 weeks, we had the FBI come into Twinsburg, and they recognized some of our policemen and women in the department. Can you briefly explain what happened and what that recognition was all about?
Sure. I've told people it's something you expect to see at the movies, not in Twinsburg. It really was pretty incredible. So I believe it was June 15th, 2022, early morning hours, our dispatch center started receiving calls of a theft going on at the Chase Bank ATM in the center of town. So what had happened, there was a crew, we later learned there was a crew from Texas that had flown in, and they were specifically in the area to commit this type of crime, utilizing chains, pry bars, and various equipment, as well as a stolen one-ton truck. They were breaking into the ATM, which is a rather large drive-up ATM. They broke into the ATM to try and access the cash box. They then wrapped a chain around the cash box, hooked it to the truck in an effort to pull the cash box from the ATM. Didn't quite work. The entire ATM came off its foundation, fell face forward. They couldn't access the cash box. They then hopped into the rental car and took off. Our officers were in the process of responding, located the rental car, attempted to make a traffic stop, so a pursuit began when they fled. Pursuit briefly traveled out of the city. They turned around, came back in, back towards the center of town. They ended up crashing. That turned into a foot pursuit. Our officers were then able to, within a relatively short amount of time, locate and apprehend all three suspects, as well as collect a bunch of valuable evidence. We called in our bureau, utilized a bunch of resources. Some agencies around us responded to help as well. Our bureau, realizing the magnitude of the crime, contacted the FBI. The FBI responded to help as well. The FBI ended up taking over the case because of what it was. They ended up prosecuting these three federally. Because they were recently convicted, the FBI wanted to honor the men and women of the department that they felt contributed greatly to the case. So that's why there was a little bit of a lapse. They had to wait for the adjudication, but once the convictions came down, they contacted us and wanted to come out and honor them. So we're very, very proud of them and the work they did.
Yeah. We are. We're very proud of our police department, so thank you. And thank the men and women there. Okay, staying with the safety mode, we're going to move on to our fire department. Steve Basso is the chief in charge of our fire department. His staff includes 39 full-time fire medics, 1 fire marshal, 4 part-time fire medics, and 2 executive assistants. Last year, they ran a total of 4,108 calls that combined fire and EMS, as well as mutual aid received and given. Our fire prevention activity included 862 inspections. You know, it's vitally important for the safety of our residents and businesses alike that we have the most reliable and up-to-date equipment. You'll see on the screen, last year we took delivery of 2 medic units, replacing a 2009 and a 2013 unit. Also last year, we received 1 100-foot Pierce ladder truck. This replaced a year 2000 vehicle coming to the end of its certification life. So you'll see that we're reinvesting in our safety and service departments. Our police department, every 3 years, I believe, we change out their cars, the patrol cars. We're keeping up-to-date equipment, so we have our response times when it's needed. Chief, can you give us a minute and tell us about the Cleveland Clinic Foundation's Run of the Year Award our department paramedics recently received, and also how we're adding full-time staffing to address the increased call volumes that you're getting.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Mayor, you know I'm always pleased to talk about the professional men and women of our fire department. This call is special because 20 years ago it would have certainly been a fatality. It was an all-hands-on approach, not just a med unit, but also the engine company that was available. But they usually drop off the patient in the ER and off they go. This one, they worked with the staff, nurses and doctors for nearly an hour to stabilize the patient until they can get definitive care downtown. The patient received great care from our staff, Cleveland Clinic staff, and then downtown, made a full recovery. So we're always proud of our promote our members. And the good news doesn't stop because we have another award winner coming up June 6th. One of our off-duty medics who we hired full-time last year is getting a Red Cross Heroes Award for his off-duty great CPR in his hometown of Parma. So we're excited about that.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great.
To address the staffing issue, if you haven't noticed the slide, 4,100 calls. If you had asked me 20 years ago what our call volume, I would have never said it would be that much, but it's been sustained. It's not peaks. There's no anomalies. It's increased. But with the support of the administration and you, of course, We're going to be increasing staffing to address the sustained and increased call volume, so we can't take it enough for that. Putting the right amount of people on duty to address our call volume. So thank you.
Thanks. You know, we're doing everything that we can to address the safety in our community. And, you know, the testament from our two chiefs lets you know where we're at and where our priorities lie. Next, we're going to move on to, we're going to switch gears, and we're going to switch to our city engineer. Amy Moore has been our city engineer for the past 25 years. Is Amy here? Oh, there you are. Okay. Much of our city's successful development was during her tenure. Every year, the city does our annual street program, and last year was no different. The city invested $3.7 million into infrastructure projects last year, such as road improvements, bank stabilizations, and park renovations, just to name a few. Amy, I know that you've got already plans I laid out for this year. Can you give us a rundown of your plans where some of our business community and residents could expect to see them crazy orange barrels out in their neighborhoods this year?
Okay, good morning. I'm the favorite person at a party because I put all those orange barrels out and I slow everybody from getting to work and home from work. So I'm giving you a little heads up on where the construction will occur, and hopefully that will help you in your commuting process. Starting at the southeast quadrant of the city on State Route 82, there's signs up already. We partnered with ODOT. They'll be resurfacing 82 from the Tinkers Creek Bridge, Cannon Road, going out of the city and into the township. That is starting, I believe, the signs are up next week. They'll be milling. Moving into the center of town, the mayor already talked about the township doing some work on the square. We're also doing some work there. We did a traffic study prior to getting ready for the signalization that was spoken about that we're going to be doing. And the traffic signal at Church Street and Ravenna Road is no longer warranted. So we'll be putting into operation a stop sign on Church Street. We'll be narrowing that intersection down to make it a little more pedestrian friendly. It will go into a 90-day trial period starting next week. Everything goes well with that, then we'll go and put in the hard improvements and reconfigure that. Going north of the square on State Route 91, ODOT will be doing some deck modifications to the bridge that's over Tinkers Creek by the plaza and the school over there. It will occur in June and July, after school and before Twins Day. But it will take it down to one lane. They'll be managed by traffic signals on each side. So it's one lane, alternating, using the bridge. Moving northwest on Ravenna Road, there's a big project at the county city line, corp lines there. We'll be adding a left turn lane from Shepherd Road and right turn lanes from Ravenna and Broadway. And that'll be a year-long project, and we should be under contract hopefully by the end of the month with our contractor. Meanwhile, the county, Cuyahoga County Engineer's Office is resurfacing up there, so that's Broadway up, so that's your commute. Sorry about that, didn't know about that in advance, or I would have had it on some websites. And then finally in the business area, on Midway and Dutton, we're resurfacing there, and we've started some concrete work out there, and we'll be resurfacing that, along with all of our other residential stuff going on.
Thank you, Amy. Yeah, as you can see, engineering is very busy. Amy does have an assistant engineer, Patrick Jeffers, and her staff there, so you know, we appreciate each and every one of you for what you're doing. I'll move on to Planning and Economic Development Department. This is under the leadership of our director, Rebecca Ziegler, and Lynn Muter, who's our city planner. Rebecca is responsible for lowering the barriers to do business within our community to attract new businesses as well as business retention. Business retention, in my opinion, is so important. You know, in a time where everybody's vying for new businesses in their community, yeah, we're doing the same thing, but retaining the business that we currently have is a big priority for Rebecca and I. And we do go out, we make visits on our current businesses just to get a feel for what they're doing, say a temperature check, and see if there's anything that the city can do, if there's any issues. One of the biggest challenges this department took on was updating our zoning code that largely remained the same since the 1980s. Last year, Rebecca and Lynn, along with our consultant, completed the update to the code and was approved by the voters on last November ballot. Also, thanks to the Economic Development Business Recruitment and Retention Program, we were able to welcome 17 new businesses to the city and saw the start of 5 new large construction projects. Rebecca's here with us today. You know, I know that your team's working on some exciting new developments. Can you give us some insight to what we could see for 2025?
No problem. Good morning, everyone. I just want to point out the dichotomy of this table. This half is very relaxed. This half is not. Because they have already gone. Good morning. Rebecca Ziegler, the Economic Development Director. So this year, I think our focus is going to be more on downtown. We're going to be enhancing the look and feel of the downtown through providing a new program for our streetscape design guidelines. We want to add pedestrian light poles that would have banners and flower baskets. We're hoping to add benches, increase sidewalks, accessibility. All of this, you know, we'll be creating the guidelines, but we do hope to have the first chunk, the first area that you would see the improvement would be towards Commons Boulevard heading into the square. We are still hoping to develop the downtown redevelopment site. It's an extremely difficult site, with numerous site constraints like the floodplain, but we are hopeful to have a developer on board as well this year. And then lastly, everyone has continued to talk about the improvements that are happening with the Twinsburg Township with their square, along with the improvements with traffic along the square. We too want to piggyback on that. We offer a CRA tax abatement along with a jobs creation incentive. But we want to increase our facade improvement grants. We want to add another incentive to the table. This would be a 50-50 matching grant for properties on or along the square. We're working on developing that as well, but we do hope to have all of those launched this year, if not early next year.
Great, thank you, Rebecca. Yeah. Now, next we're going to a department that's very dear to my heart. Being a service director for almost 30 years myself, before this job, Dennis Sedlowski is the director of our public services here. Dennis knows that he can't fool me. He knows that I know better. These other guys can trick me because they know a little bit more about that than I do, but Dennis can't fool me. Some of the service department's responsibilities include managing our $1.5 million trash collection contract, street maintenance and signage, snow and ice control, and our citywide beautification project. Last year, they did a great job of restoring the street islands on our main thoroughfares. And through this treacherous winter, they kept our approximately 34,000 lane miles of roadway safe from snow and ice. They are also out there cleaning ditches and streams to prevent flooding and year-round litter pickup, again, for the beautification of our community. Dennis, what can we expect to see from you and our service staff this year?
All right, thanks, Mayor. Appreciate that. 2025, our service department is dedicated to making our city a little bit more appealing to the residents as well as our business community. Our goals are to continue with the maintenance of our infrastructure, repairing our curbs, our catch basins, and performing trail and park maintenance. In addition to all the other programs we perform, litter is one of our goals for 2025. To accomplish this, we're going to go ahead and increase our rounds from 3 to 6. And in addition to our litter round pickup, we're also going to incorporate more street sweeping. Right now we're doing 3 rounds this year. We're going to try to make that 4 to 5. What we do our street sweeping for is get rid of that loose gravel from the intersections as well as get the litter and debris from our gutters. Just get rid of that stuff. It's going to give it a more clean appearance. The litter pickup, what we're doing is we're cleaning our city easements, our tree lawns, as well as our freeway ramps that abut our main roads. That's our goal for 2025.
Thanks, Dennis. Thanks to you and your staff. You know, we're lucky here in Twinsburg. We have our own wastewater treatment plant, and this department is run by the Director of Wastewater Treatment, Nathan Zieg. Nathan's been with the city since 2021 and holds the facility's Ohio EPA required Class 4 wastewater treatment professional operations license. That's a mouthful. The reason I mention that is because in the whole state of Ohio, there's only a handful of people that hold that license, and Nate happens to be one of them. And so we're just so proud and happy to have Nate here to be able to run our plant, which is Class 4 plant. So we need that Class 4 license. And Nate's here with us. We work with him very close, and he's a real detailed guy, and I just appreciate having you here on staff. Our wastewater treatment plant treated 916.67 million gallons of wastewater in 2024, which is really only 43% of the design capacity of the plant. So that lets you know that we have room for expansion if was ever necessary. We needed to do that. Last year, the wastewater department accomplished multiple projects, and that should be listed on the slide, and completed capital projects from 2024. Those are also listed on the slide with the projected projects for 2025. Nate, if you would enlighten us, tell us about the wastewater treatment plant rehabilitation project status that's currently underway and what our expectations are for 2025.
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning, everyone. We've been working with Burgess and Nyepel for the last 2 years on the 3-part wastewater treatment plant rehabilitation project. We are very close to finalizing the design phase of the project. We're working through the project specifications and putting together bid documents. This month, the city will receive a permit to install draft from Burgess and Nyepel for the city to review so that we can submit this to the EPA. The EPA requires a permit to install draft so that they can approve our design so that it meets the wastewater treatment plant, wastewater environmental regulations and wastewater and maintain proper wastewater management. We're planning on the project to go to bid later this year. I want to thank the mayor, city council, my fellow department heads and all the wastewater employees for all the assistance and continued support. All of the contributions have allowed the wastewater department to accomplish these goals and allowed us to plan for the future. The plans will extend the life of the city's assets and enable the wastewater department to continue to offer exceptional sanitary services to the businesses and residents for the city.
Thank you, Dan. No, that's one department that, he could talk to me all day long and it just goes, I don't understand anything he's saying. I'm getting a hang of what everybody else tells me, but his department, I don't get it. That department, the work to maintain the wastewater treatment plant and its collection system provides advantages to the city businesses and residents. By owning and managing this plant, the city offers businesses greater flexibility, cost savings, and reliable infrastructure, positioning the city as a top choice for economic growth and ensuring low sewer rates for businesses and residents. Out of 31 communities in Summit County, Twinsburg sewer billing rates are among the lowest, if not the lowest. This self-sustaining system strengthens our community, supports business expansion, and maintains high quality of life for all who live and work in Twinsburg. Again, Nate, thank you to you and your staff. They're always out there, they're always busy, and I appreciate all that they do for us. Thank you. All right, now we're going to move on to something fun. We're going to go to our Parks and Rec department. This department is managed by the director, Jen Bentonson. Our fitness center and parks and recreation facilities are some of the best around. This includes our outdoor water park, a fitness center that also includes an indoor pool, a track, workout equipment, and then not to mention several ball fields, soccer fields, and much more. A fun fact about Twinsburg is that 25% of the city is made up of parkland. So we are serious about parks and recreation. We're serious about our parks. In 2024, we saw the completion of the Glenn Chamberlain ODNR grant project. This included a new playground, restrooms, additional green space, and improved accessibility for all park attendees. East Idlewood Park also saw the installation of a new playground and walking bridge over the creek. We've made it a commitment to every year go into one of these parks and refurbish everything, from playground equipment to whether it's pavilions or whatever's in there. We've committed to that, and we did 2 last year. So we're going to get back on track with this 1 a year so we can get through the entire community. We offer business employees a discount on memberships at our fitness center. We also offer Kent State University Twinsburg campus students the opportunity to get membership discounts as well. Finally, we've partnered with the Kent State Police Academy and opened our fitness center facility to attendees of the Academy. Laura Seifer, she's back there, raise your hand, Laura. She's not gonna say anything today, but our community engagement manager keeps our senior population very busy with fitness classes, field trips, and many events and programming throughout the year to keep this very energetic group active. Laura is very popular with our seniors. Every time I go speak to them, they come up to me, they tell me, if you ever get rid of Laura, we're gonna get rid of you. They love Laura, and so do we, so you're not going anywhere. So Jen, back to you. What can we expect for 2025 and beyond, if you have anything here?
Good morning, everybody. So we're always the fun department, right? Well, like he said, we are trying to focus more on our parks and trails as well. So we are going to be working on some federal grant funding this year in order to continue to maintain and upgrade those parks. Glen Chamberlain has been a focus for us, and that's going to remain, so we're really hoping for some good news there. Also, Safety Town Playground is going to be opening this year. It's at Glen Meadow Park. We have been doing that with the Habitat for Humanity, so look for that. We are going to continue in our department with our diverse programming needs. We need teen programming all the way down to our littles. Laura focuses on our seniors, and she's beginning to focus on bringing in our community partners, such as the library and local businesses, with sewing classes, sign language classes, and photography classes. Our department this year will continue to portray the mission of our city and our mayor and continue to work forward for the best of the community members.
Thank you, Jen. Thanks to all in our Parks and Rec department. That's a big staff there, and I appreciate all of them as well. Next, we have Dale Steppenbacher. He's our building commissioner. Last year, our building department did not see a slowdown in requests for permits or for new construction or remodels or additions. Now, I'm not complaining. That this means that Twinsburg continues to be a desirable location for new businesses to invest in, and others are not leaving. They're choosing to stay and remodel or add on. One of the concerns we've concentrated on is demolition of vacant structures on 2 of our main corridors, and the Business Certificate of Occupancy program with the Twinsburg Fire and Economic Development departments. Last year, the total valuation of construction investment in the city of Twinsburg was $62 million, and there were 40 occupancy permits issued. Dale's here with us today. Dale, could you let me know what your plans are to upgrade your department to make it easier for all applicants to maneuver?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Good morning, everyone. 2025, our main goal of the building department team is to enhance our permitting and application process. We're going to accomplish this by making big changes to our online permitting software and what we refer to as our permit portal. Using tools like our website, we will direct applicants to the online permitting process. That process will walk you through the applications and approvals that will be required for your project, while allowing the user to create an account to follow their project in real time. So it will allow everyone to know where they're at with their approvals. They can communicate directly with the building department through the software. It will be a much needed upgrade for the community to help everyone get approvals with a lot less headaches. One of my personal goals as the building official for 2025 is to do more community outreach opportunities. So I got to go after the fun department, and I heard a few groans in the room when they throw up building, but I'm here to tell you that the building department is actually a valuable resource to all business owners, residents, and homeowners associations. So I look to meet with more people to explain those values and encourage people to get involved in contacting the building department at the start of their project.
Thank you, Dale. Thanks to your inspectors and staff there as well. All right, finally, Glen Eagles Golf Club is managed by Brian Minard. He's a PGA professional, and also Jim Roberts, the director of golf maintenance. This is definitely one of the gems of the city of Twinsburg. In 2024, for the first time, we opened our course as early as February 7th and remained open till November 27th. Our total rounds played reached 47,653 rounds, which is a record for our course. In addition, this is the second year in a row that we did not have to subsidize the golf course. Brian's here with us this morning. Brian, what do you think attributed to the amazing year we had? And then fill us in on some of the outings or maybe new outings that we've got coming in 2025.
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, last year, as you can imagine, a lot of things had to fall in place to have such a record-breaking season for us. So hats off to the staff and Jim's crew, obviously, for keeping up with everything we had to do. For us, it starts in the off-season with the planning and getting ready for the preparation for the season. A lot of great employees, a lot of time and hard work, and yes, a little bit of luck is involved. So for the seasonals, every year before the season starts, we try to piece together a crew of seasonal and volunteer people to help run the golf course for the high volume of golfers that we put through there year in and year out. We've been lucky over the years to have such a professional and dedicated staff to help maintain the golf course and keep up with, obviously, almost 50,000 rounds last year. The luck part of my answer has to do with, obviously, what's going on outside right now. Last year, like the mayor mentioned, we opened February 7th, and the weather was just spectacular for the entire season. This year, I'm afraid maybe we used up too much of our luck last year. It's not going so hot, but things will turn around. Jim keeps telling me things are going to turn around, so I trust in Jim with that. Up there, you can see some of the outings that we have planned for 2025. We got the usual suspects up there. A couple of them were already mentioned, the Libertarian Scholarship, Habitat for Humanity, Twinsburg Chamber, and the Twinsburg Fire Department outings are coming back to us again this year. We're also excited we have some new groups and organizations up there that we get to host for the first time this year. A few of those are Alpha Planning, Crown Packaging, Parkside Church, and the Ronald McDonald House. So we're looking forward to those new events for us this year.
Thank you. Thanks. You know, on the other side of that, go ahead. Thanks, Brian. On the other side of that is our golf maintenance. One of the reasons Glen Eagle is so popular is our course condition. We're constantly being complimented on how nice the course is. Jim Roberts, Director of Maintenance, and his staff maintain over 200 acres weekly. They regularly mow all playable and landscaped areas while using 14 million gallons of water to maintain a healthy landscape. Last but not least, they maintain the exterior landscape around our clubhouse to keep it polished and welcoming for all of our guests coming in and out of the clubhouse. Jim, what are your goals for 2025?
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning. First, I would like to thank our staff. They do an outstanding job maintaining the golf course on a daily basis. Some of our goals for 2025 include, and I'll be brief, we just want to continue providing excellent golf course conditions, not only for the golfers, but for the residents that live around the golf course and for the community. We also want to remain environmentally friendly as we maintain the golf course. That's really important to our staff and for the property. And lastly, we want to continue to have Glen Eagles be recognized as one of the top public golf courses in the area for the services and conditions that we provide. With that being said, I'm really looking forward to the upcoming season, and I hope to see everybody at the Chamber Golf outing in August, and that'll be here before we know it. So thank you.
Thank you, Jim. So this is just a sampling of why, you know, I love being the mayor. And what makes my job easier is that the folks that you've just heard from around the tables here, they bring their best in each and every day to City Hall or to their respective departments, and they're constantly full of ideas. Some good, some are in the garbage can, but they have plenty of ideas. But they have plenty of ideas, and you know, we work with that, and this is the talent that I get to work alongside each and every day. So I appreciate all of them for all that they do. You know, our city, like any city, we face challenges, but Twinsburg remains a wonderful place to live, work, and grow. With livable neighborhoods, caring neighbors, and a bright future, I know our best days are yet to come. I'd like to give a thank you to all of our residents and our businesses that have invested in and chose to stay here in the city of Twinsburg. We appreciate you. We couldn't do it without each and every one of you. And I just want to say thank you to all of you for being here this morning, and I hope to see you again next year. Thank you.